inside. What a beautiful shot.
I think the thing that grabbed me about cricket the most was that it was such a hard sport to be good at, and it was such a challenge to do well and do well consistently. Even from a young age, I always found I wanted to challenge myself and be out doing something that was quite tough. But I think the thing that kept me in the game was the fact that when I was really young and found out that other girls played, and if I made these representative teams for, you know, the Wide Bay region and Queensland and things like that, then I got to just go away for a couple of weeks with my mates and miss school for a bit. So those were the things that kept me in the game.
There it is. A misfield off Tamari's bowling brings up an outstanding 100 for Beth Mooney.
If I was good enough to make, you know, the under-15 Queensland team and the under-19 Queensland team and sort of work my way up to the Queensland Fire and then some Australia A stuff, I could see a genuine path to make it to the top, whereas for the other sports that I played growing up, I couldn't really see that. I played a little bit of AFL, which obviously is kicking off now, which is really exciting, and a bit of soccer as well. So I couldn't see the evolution for me in those sports, but I could sort of see what I wanted to do and where I wanted to get to playing cricket.
Off the hip, there's a chance. No, it's not. It's gone all the way.
I was one of 3 girls that played in Hervey Bay, and the other 2 don't play anymore, so I'm the last woman standing from that region. I think there's a couple of girls coming through now who are quite young and pretty talented as well, so it's nice to see that they're creating some all-girls competitions up there, and that certainly wasn't something I had. I had to play with the boys and the men. Keeping girls in the game, in any game, is really tough, and that's been the biggest challenge across probably the last 10 or 15 years. It's still happening today. You see them get to that age bracket of sort of 14 to 18 and they finish school and they go to uni and they don't have time to commit to a couple of nights of training a week. But I think the most important thing for me about sport has been the life skills that you learn. It's not just how to hit a ball or catch it, it's about the people you meet and how to interact with them and building friendships and building relationships with people within the game. So it's a real shame that girls drop out, because the self-esteem you can get from playing sport and being with your mates is huge.
It can't keep happening, surely. And guess who? Beth Mooney.
I love the fact that cricket's a game that you can never be perfect at, but you still show up and want to be better at every day. So you can train all week and get a duck, or you can train all week and hit the ball like absolute crap out in the middle and score 100. You know, there's no textbook for how a game's going to go, and you know, I've played a fair few in my career at this point, but I think just the challenge of never knowing what the game's going to throw at you and how you're going to go, and always trying to get better. I probably cycle a bit more for fitness these days, just to add into my training when I can't be bothered going for a run. I'm not a runner. If I'm getting up to early in the morning to go for a run by myself, I generally just stay in bed and don't go. But if I'm like, nah, the wind is quite minimal and sunny day, and you know, I'll wake up, I might ride, I'll get on the bike and get myself out, and that will be my fitness. I just enjoy it. I'm out there for 40 or 50 Ks and no one can contact me, and I can just have my music on and be nice and quiet. I think we're at a space in Australian cricket at the moment, especially at the top level, where there's a lot of autonomy when it comes to our diet and lifestyle and things like that. It's taken a long time to get there because, you know, we weren't professional for a long time, and now we have been for a few years, so people know what's required at different points. So, you know, for me, it's probably more about making sure I'm doing everything right physically, and then enjoying things that I want to enjoy in moderation. So if I want to go out and have a drink with some mates, I will. It's not going to be, you know, till all hours of the morning. It'll be a couple, and then I'll come home to feed Ruby. That's usually my excuse, which is a pretty good one, I find.
Where are we going?
Mentally, I sort of do all my training in the week, and then once I get to game day, I just accept that fate's been written and whatever happens, happens, and I just get to go out there and see what that is. So for me, it's just about remaining as calm as possible and not getting too worked up about a game.
Is that good?
You can put the same pair of undies on, or you can eat the same breakfast, and you'll get a different outcome every time. So there's only so much you can control, and because cricket's a really weird team game where it's you know, your skill set is so individual and your preparation is so individual. There's only so much you can do. So as long as you're doing your job and everyone else is worried about theirs and doing theirs, then the outcome takes care of itself. And if you can make peace with that as soon as possible, then you're probably going to get the outcome you want.
Lovely shot from Mooney.